Alrighty, so I'm playing about with the dragon here late at night and just wanted to share what I've been up to. So the first thing I did was I've actually fitted a fan inside this. I pop it open here. So yeah, I was running this for, the dragon was on for 3 or 4 hours the other day, and because of this large heat sink on the power supply, which I mentioned before, which is where the majority of the heat comes from, this thing was roasting. I could actually smell it. I don't know if it was the plastic, but I could smell, the heat. The whole top of this was roasting and underneath was roasting. So it made me decide, excuse me, it made me decide to put a fan in. So I've just hot glued it to the case, and it's sitting at a bit of an angle there. There's a good gap between it and the case, and it's sitting right at the vents at the back there, so it's sucking air in through those vents and it's blowing it across the top of the big heatsink there, and it's actually blown across the top of the CPU here as well. So the wind's coming this way. So this still gets warm, but it's not half as warm as it was before. When you put your hand on that, your reaction was to pull your hand away. That's how warm it was. So yeah, it's still warm, but it's literally half as warm as it was. So yeah, just tap the 5 volts off this capacitor here. It is a 12 volt fan, but it's running at 5 volts, so it's practically silent. You can't really hear it at all. The noise you hear, if you hear any in the background there, is actually from this power supply here, which is running. Yeah, so that's the other thing I have been doing this evening, is getting a 3.5-inch PC floppy drive to work with the Dragon. It took me most of the evening to get this working. I have my remade DOS controller there. So this was made by a guy in Spain. I've had this for a couple of years probably, and I was using it with my normal Dragon floppy drive. So I had read about people successfully using PC drives, so I decided I wanted to give it a go, because I have about half a dozen spare drives and a couple of spare power supplies. So really it was just something to do, just messing about here really. So I have got it working. I had to spend about an hour or more messing with these adjustable pots on the DOS controller before I could get it to work. These are 2 variable resistors, and this is actually a variable capacitor. I actually put up a post on the Dragon World forums asking for advice, and one guy got back to me, and apparently it's actually the capacitor that makes more of a difference to getting a PC drive to work with this. So he sent me a picture actually of his position of his pots, and I basically sort of matched mine and went from there, and within about 5 minutes I had got it working. So I have these are actually HD discs, but I have to cover the hole here so that the drive reads them as double density discs. So I've got it working. I've got it to format it. I'm only getting 175k, which is what I get when I format a standard 5.5 or 5.25 disc in the Dragon. I get 175k, so I'm getting the same thing with this. I have to yet look into why. I know the Dragon can do bigger than that. I've seen people do 720 or 740k discs, so I have to investigate on, probably have to do a different command while I'm formatting the disc or something. But yeah, I'm just sitting playing about here. I have wrote a couple of silly things to disc there, just if you can see that. I'll just do a run on that. Run. So it's just a little basic program that draws a random pattern on screen. So just something I typed in out of my little book there, just to give me something to write the disc and test that it was reading and writing okay. So I'd really like to, I want to wire up two drives, but I have to modify a floppy cable to work with this. Really the whole point of this is I have about a dozen disk images on my PC, which are 720k each, and there's, you know, dozens of programs and games on each of them. I was actually sent them by a fellow on Facebook. So what I want to try and do is, if I can get these discs formatted to 720k, I can then put them into my PC, copy those disk images across onto this, and load them into the Dragon. If I successfully get two drives working, I can then, in theory, copy from the 3.5 inch discs to the standard Dragon 5.25 inch discs, which is the whole point of this. I have a shitload of 5.25 inch discs and no way of getting the programs that I want onto them. So apparently it can be done if you take a Windows 98 boot disc. If you take a disc and you format it in the Dragon first, you can then put it into your PC and use a MS-DOS program to write the disk images straight to the floppy, bring it back to the Dragon, and the Dragon will read it. So that's the theory. Yeah, it's not a very good solution having to have a power supply and all sitting out. I may try and tap the 5 volts for the floppy, or I may try and tap it from inside the Dragon. If I go as far as keeping this as a permanent solution. Really at the minute I just want to try and get some disk images off the computer onto floppy and then copy them across onto my proper Dragon discs. That's the whole point of it, really. So that's it. Just a quick look at what I'm at here in the middle of the night. There's stuff everywhere as usual, and piles of stuff is piling up on top of the pet. I will be doing an update on the pet very soon. Yeah, I'll try and get my finger out and get an update on that uploaded for those of you who are interested. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Bye for now.